Alright, welcome back, and I want to talk about working with data structures. So working with data structures are really important and will help set you apart in the interview process. So I'm going to start really basic with arrays. We'll move into the collections framework, and then we'll actually generate our own algorithms, our own data structures. Okay, first let's create a package, and we're going to call this data structures. Okay. So data structures is nothing more but how we organize and contain our data. So we'll primarily focus on arrays. So I'm going to create a class. I'm going to call this arrays, give it a main. Okay, so again, let's just have a string, and we'll call this a string array. We'll call it, for the sake of ease, let's just say alphabet equals, and let's just say all the letters in the alphabet. We'll just stop there and so forth. You get the idea. Okay. Okay, so we've learned how to do something like a for integer I equals 0, I less than, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can sys out alphabet at I. Then we need to increment I each time, right? I plus plus. Here we go, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so this is one way to do it. It's kind of the old-fashioned way. Now, do know that there's the off by 1 error, which is very common, and you should know that if the size is 5, then you want to go less than the size, or you can go the size minus 1, which is this, and it's effectively the exact same thing. Okay, so this is one way to do it. We can enhance this to make it a little bit more reusable. For example, what if we extend this now to include G? Or what if we actually cut out 1 and it goes to E? Well, now we're going to run into an error because we hard-coded the amount. So we have array index out of bounds. So we don't want to just actually handle the exception. We actually want to fix this. So we can fix this then by saying, let's now go for integer, we'll do n equals 0, n less than the alphabet dot length. So dot length is a method we can use, or it's actually a property, it's not a method. And it will return how many elements are in here, and so it'll return the elements that we want to go one less than that, right? So we want the length. So again, either length minus 1 or less than the length. So it depends on how you work it out there. And then we can just print out sys out alphabet at n, right? So this is sys out using the dot length, or let's say the length variable. There we go. Okay. So again, not really much different. And actually, let's put this all in the same line so we kind of don't waste space there. There we go. Okay, and let's do this here as well. So again, we can kind of easily see this here. So this is sys out the old-fashioned way. All right, and /n. Here we go. Okay, so anyway, enough of kind of making things look a little bit nice. Let's go ahead and move on. So this still is, there's an even better way that we can enhance this, right? So we can say something like, in fact, maybe what we should do here is integer size equals alphabet dot length, right? This might make it maybe a little bit more explicit. Just to show you again the kind of the API within arrays. But now I want to introduce you to actually a little bit better method, and it's called the for each statement. So this is the sys out /n/n using the for each method. So the for each is an advanced or enhanced way, I should say, of the for loop. So it goes like this: for, and then we have basically we're going to create a variable for each iteration. So for each iteration within the alphabet, we're going to make a string letter inside the alphabet. And then now what we're going to do is this loop then will actually iterate through the entire set of alphabet, and each time it iterates through, it's going to create a variable letter. So now we can print out letter. And if we print this, we have the exact same. Again, let's make this a little bit more reader friendly. There we go. So it's up to you here. And again, if we just add more letters, we see how having it hard-coded is much easier. So we see how each step kind of enhances as we go along. Be familiar with the for each method. We'll be using that as much as possible, and you should use it as much as possible. Again, it's an enhancement of the for loop. The for loop is an index, so you can use that index however you want. You can actually not even really use it, right? It can just iterate through, but maybe we don't want to print the alphabet. Maybe we just want to print some other statement. But this is a specific case where we actually want to use each element within the array. And so this is kind of an introduction to, again, more advanced things with arrays. So we'll talk about more about this.